We have an update on Travis Scott's WWE in-ring debut. Plus, an ex-WWE star slams the company for Bayley's WrestleMania treatment. And a major WWE faction could be returning on SmackDown tonight. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. Spoke this morning to your partner in crime on a Saturday morning, Sam Driver.
Oh, yes, I know Sam very well, yes.
Yes, well, very well. That's what those tapes reveal. All about Travis Scott and John Cena potentially forming a team. We have a little bit more info on that, don't we now?
We do indeed. Courtesy of PWN, Corey Hayes says that a tag team match featuring John Cena and Travis Scott was in the works. This is something that there's been a lot of speculation about because we've heard Triple H say that Travis Scott has claimed his full-time job is now wrestling.
Of course he has, hun.
Of course. And now the Wrestling Observer has added to this report saying that the current pitch is to have Bad Bunny involved in this tag team match, which would involve Cena and Travis Scott on one side and Bad Bunny and someone else on the other. The heart says Cody Rhodes.
The heart says Cody Rhodes to me as well. Now, I mean, when you're looking at celebrities who have taken like a duck to water in the world of pro wrestling without mentioning Logan Paul, Bad Bunny is another one of those names who absolutely did. That match he had at Backlash in Puerto Rico was something else.
That was an incredible, like, the fact that he came in as a mega star and then had good matches when it's like, okay, we expected him to be rubbish. We did expect him to be rubbish, and he's busting out Mexican Canadian destroyers. Incredible scene. So to have him on the opposite side would be intriguing. Now, there was an early plan for WrestleMania to feature Bad Bunny. You might have seen in that preview for WWE Unreal, where they have the whiteboard with the WrestleMania card, and one of the matches that was tentatively put in there was Dominic Mysterio versus Bad Bunny. That would have been a fun match. A really, really fun match. I'm glad we didn't get that, though, because Dom's moment, that was pitch perfect. They did it so spot on for exactly what needed to happen. But Bad Bunny coming back to wrestling feels inevitable, and having him involved with Travis Scott strangely feels inevitable too, despite them having really, at the end of the day, no business in wrestling.
but think of the headlines in some of those music-based publications.
Oh my God, they're
Bad
going to be
Bunny
loving
and Travis Scott are having the fisticuffs in the middle of the ring.
It's going to be great.
That could be a thing. On that whiteboard also featured Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in a women's tag team title match. Not what we got. We got Becky Lynch as a surprise partner for Lyra Valkyria, replacing Bayley the night before WrestleMania. Bayley being taken out of WrestleMania is something that just hasn't sat right with a lot of people, not just fans, but also colleagues and also former colleagues, as we discovered on Busted Open Radio.
Yes, Bishop Dyer, the former Baron Corbin, was on Busted Open Radio and sort of shared his thoughts about this whole malarkey with Bayley being pulled off it. He said, "I've had a few days to kind of calm down because it made me extremely angry. F you, that's my sentiment." I mean, to do it to Bayley, of all people, someone who's been there through COVID, has made lemonade out of dog poo repeatedly, is a model effing employee. He's not wrong there, right?
No.
Like, she has done so much for this company, and to be pulled at WrestleMania when it's the biggest payday of the year, it really, really sucks. But he continued saying, "I don't give a S. If she knew the storyline ahead of time, please do all of this, take all of these bumps, work your ass off, and 2 days before we're going to replace you. And I know Bayley's going to be fine, but that is a moment, and it is bullcrap all the way through." I did replace some of those words to make sure that we could say them.
Yes, because
he was a lot more vulgar.
He is certainly a lot more passionate, shall we say.
Yes, earned vulgarity.
Yes. Vulgarity.
Is that the word?
I think vulgarity is the word. And I think it speaks for a lot of people in that boat where they go, well, Bayley is one of those people that genuinely does always deserve all those flowers.
100%.
Obviously, Bayley had an excellent build to WrestleMania 40, winning the Rumble, splitting from Damage Control, getting that title match last year, and not to say that she couldn't have done something similar this year as well.
And start carrying SmackDown's women division throughout the summer.
Absolutely.
Like, the whole summer felt like it was Bayley's time, and finally she was getting her flowers there. And just, it really sucks. Granted, Becky's return was great. Having her back in WWE and at WrestleMania is fantastic. Did we need it though? Could she have done? Could the turn or her return have happened on Monday Night Raw, the night after WrestleMania, where Bayley still gets the moment? Yes, it fully could have happened then. It sucks to see.
It really does. It was a mixed emotions all across the board for WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. Night 2, obviously we didn't get to see Bayley, but we got to see Joe Hendry making his WrestleMania debut against Randy Orton. John Cena on the Pat McAfee show glowing about our boy Joe, saying Joe is awesome. I got the chance to meet Joe at the Rumble face to face. He had a small moment in the Rumble and he's like, you're good at this. How do I make this more? I gave him some advice. You don't. You go out there, you be yourself, and you make your moment your moment. When you try to make your moment more than it's given, that's selfish. You're a small piece of a great show. I thought he did excellent at the Rumble. At WrestleMania, I thought he was brilliant. If I don't know that kid, I got to know him. He got to do his stuff. He got to be in a WrestleMania match with Randy Orton, and he got a fantastic moment in giving Randy his 20th WrestleMania match. We got an introduction on a large level to Joe Hendry. I think he's going to be a major player. He loves it, and he gets it right. He has a great mind.
You can't get a bigger endorsement than that, really. That's John Cena. He's now the undisputed WWE champion, arguably one of the greatest of all time. He's definitely on that Mount Rushmore for people in wrestling, and he's just given a big stamp of approval to our boy Joe Hendry.
You know when you have like an earthquake and then the vibrations all around,
yes,
and you feel it,
the ripple
like,
effect.
I feel like we're in the ripple effects of this Joe Hendry ride, and
Yeah.
we're sort of holding on for dear life. How it must feel in the center, I have no idea.
I would say we are the epicenter, really. we are the epicenter of this whole thing. You know, we're the catalyst that made it happen. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Just saying.
Thanks for the shout out, by the way, Errol Helwani. That was lovely. That was a nice
was cool.
surprise in
That
his
was
chat
really
with Joe
cool.
Hendry. I like how Errol Helwani called me the young man Tom Campbell.
Young man Tom Campbell, you are younger. So there you go.
I am 1 year younger than
So
Errol
there you go.
Helwani.
Take that and put that all over your social media.
I hope when I meet Errol Helwani at some point, he just brushes my hair. Hello,
You little scamp. He's got a Zimmer frame just off screen as well.
But more importantly, check out Joe's chat with Errol Helwani. It's a really great conversation, and long may Joe Hendry's rise continue. But one guy who has been conspicuous by his absence since WrestleMania, of course, is Cody Rhodes. Where is he?
That's a good question. It's like we're playing Where's Wally with Cody Rhodes.
Call him a Wally. He's had a terrible week.
According to WrestleVotes Radio, he's been chilling down on some roller coasters. He was at Hollywood Studios in Florida with his family at the theme parks, traveling, going on rides, and taking it all in as a father to his daughter. He says, I happened to have somebody down there that ran up and got a selfie with him, so I know for a fact that he was with his family enjoying some well-earned time off. And he is well-earned. He has been, like Bayley, he has carried this company for a year, giving match after match after match, basically hitting every town, every live event. I think we can excuse him having a couple of days to enjoy Space Mountain.
Have a little break. Now, he is listed for SmackDown tonight, but the card is subject to change, so whether or not we see it, we don't know. You have a great theory
Yeah, so my theory for this, he's going to be there, and they're going to basically run the AEW angle. They're going to have Aleister Black return. We know he's coming back tonight. He's going to return, take out Cody. That gives Cody a definitive, hey, have a couple weeks off, and then you come back and you get a storyline that means you kind of avoid going back to Cena, and you just run that whole story again.
So we do.
Leaving the boots in the ring, everyone starts booing Cody, and that's where it all comes crumbling down.
And he comes back, beats Black clean like he did in AEW.
He does, yeah.
I mean, there is stranger things to consider for tonight than that. That's not a bad shout.
I think it might happen. If Cody's there, you need a reason why he's not going straight for Cena and not going straight for Travis Scott.
It's a very good point. Now, one reason might be because they might be hurt by the stars that Dave Meltzer gave them. So the star ratings go. We don't normally talk about star ratings, but I do want to mention something because when the star ratings came out in the Observer, Cena Cody match got 1 3/4.
Yeah.
Not the worst WrestleMania main event, but certainly in that echelon.
It is in that discussion. Many people online, as soon as it was over, obviously the gut reaction is, "Oh my God, that was the worst WrestleMania match of all time." It's not, but it is in that discussion, and it's no surprise that the Observer has given it quite a low star rating there. I think it's going to be a strange one because I feel like people might agree with the Observer.
Oh, what?
On a star rating, especially when it comes to the Triple Threat Women's World Title match.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer giving that one 5 stars. It wasn't even in the Tokyo Dome, and it's getting fun. And you know what? Well deserved, because
Absolutely.
that match was an absolute banger. For many, myself included, match of the weekend.
I think so. I think it deserved to main event in terms of the quality that they produced. It's funny, if you watch WrestleMania Night 2 backwards, like just run the card backwards, you get a much better show.
Oh, okay.
You get a much better show. You start off with a WWE title match that's all right, and then you end with another banger triple threat.
Nice. And then
Great.
night one, you run it backwards.
No, you play it the same way.
End with yeet. People would love that.
People would love that.
The
yeah.
reason we're talking about stars in this particular video, nothing to do with Simply Red, but more to do with the score that was given to one particular match from WrestleMania week. It is an all-time record-breaking low. Tell us about it, Fraser Porter.
So last week, me and Aidan, editor-in-chief of the website, were sat watching the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show from WrestleCon, and one of the matches was Minoru Suzuki versus Butterbean. No one expected this to be good. No one expected this to be bad. Or everyone expected it to be bad, but not this bad.
Not that bad.
Not this bad. It has been given by the Wrestling Observer.
Get this right.
Minus 459.7 stars. And I quote, like the worst match ever, bracket, minus 273.15 if you live outside of the US. Close bracket,
So
close quote.
what we've learned from this is there is actually conversion rate on stars.
There is a conversion. He's confirmed the Tokyo Dome gives you better stars.
Better star.
Or Japan, at least.
Like there's a whole star economy.
The US is, because of the tariffs, maybe.
Oh,
it brings
the
it
tariffs.
down. It's more expensive to get stars in the US and all sorts of minus 459 stars. It's such a bad score and so appropriate.
Now,
8 matches.
What I've loved about this is we were chatting about this just outside just now, and Butterbean was unable to take a bump.
Yeah.
In that match, they had to work around that. Suzuki was really upset afterwards because the match was so bad. And apparently Butterbean had to win the match, or couldn't lose the match rather, because they're filming a documentary about him.
Yes, so
and
they're
it's come back into sports.
Yeah, recovering from being in a wheelchair and suffering lots of injuries. The belief was that he was recovering from a broken leg for this match. Why you would run this match against literal murder grandpa Minoru Suzuki is beyond me. Suzuki not happy about the match because he's never had a match this bad. I mean, it's probably about 459.7 stars worse than his worst match. And then you've got the fact that Suzuki can't possibly lose to Butterbean, who's in such a state.
This is going to be the Sunderland Till I Die of wrestling documentaries, and I can't wait to watch it.
If you've not seen the match, go and watch it. Go and watch it. It's
go
terrible.
for it.
Match, quote unquote.
Tonight, SmackDown features. There's potentially some big moments. We've already talked about one of them, potentially, because Malachi Black / Aleister Black expected to return to WWE on SmackDown tonight. But another big return possibly on the card tonight with a slightly new look.
Yes, according to PW Insider, the Wyatt 6 could be returning to SmackDown as soon as tonight's show after a lengthy hiatus thanks to a couple of injuries sort of derailing their creative plans. But the report also states that Alexa Bliss could be involved and unveiled as the group's new leader. This feels like I don't want to say obvious, but this feels like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
That's the wording I'll use. Meant to be.
Now, Alexa Bliss, there were some question marks about her availability. She was backstage at WrestleMania. She is healthy. I guess that we were waiting to get to this point. This felt really obvious. I think Alexa Bliss came back, and it was great to have her back, but she's really kind of just treading water at the moment. I think attaching her to something like this, and a lot of people already have made their opinions on the Wyatt 6.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's unfortunate because it's one of these factions that on multiple occasions now has kind of come in with all guns blazing and then just kind of died on the vine. And I feel like maybe Alexa Bliss coming in to lead it might give it that new boost of momentum. I think it's one of these factions that you need a definitive in and out with.
Yes,
you need to know how this faction's going to end.
Yeah, you need to have an end game to what the each storyline that this faction is involved in, and maybe Bliss being involved in that will give it that a little bit more ground him because all of the characters they're big characters, like they're all gimmicks. If Alexa is just Alexa leading this group, you've then got that human element to it that's got the history with Bray that ties that group nicely together. Obviously, we'll see how it plays out, but that looks to be the way that things are heading.
There is some scary things afoot on SmackDown tonight and some terrifying things afoot here at Cultaholic. You may notice that we haven't been in our usual home for the past few days, and there's good reason, isn't there, Fraser?
Yes, indeed. It's hell in a smell. Hell in a smell. Guys, it's going to be stinky up in this joint, and I'm not looking forward to it, and I'm not even doing it.
No, Adam Pacitti facing Hell in a Smell for a 6th time.
Yeah.
Courtesy of losing to Andrew Hodkinson in the predictions. And what Adam has got in store is, quite frankly, horrifying if the cliff notes from Andrew are anything to go
I've heard
by.
whispers. I've heard whispers,
I've
rumors.
smelt whispers.
And smelling. There's definitely a smell already, and it's not fun because
Got to walk past that room in a
I've
minute.
got to be in the office tomorrow, and I don't want to have this smell lingering because it does wash off.
Bad already.
It's osmosis.
Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be hilarious, but it
is.
does stink the office out.
It does.
For
It does.
weeks. Enjoy the trauma. Stay with Cultaholic. Check out our socials as soon as it goes live. You're gonna know
you'll
about
know
it.
about it.
Ho! You're gonna know about it. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.